A lot of times people think that you have to wait for abundance to come, or you have to wait for prosperity to come, when all that it is you simply just realizing that you already are. God created us in the same image of himself. Why would I not be able to create whatever reality or to create whatever desire that I want to have? You are abundant, and it's not that you the fake being abundant, because you already are. God didn't put us here to limit us and say, "Oh, well, you're a human, so you can only do this, and this." That's what they've told you. That's what they made you believe. They made you believe that you do not have the same powers as God. Hi, you what? It's your girl Connie, and you are back watching another episode of A Freed Mind, where we take back the control of our minds and our reality. To all my new free minders, if you would, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, so that way you'll be ready to tap in when it's time to tap in. Okay? And to all my old free minders, the ones that have been here, I love y'all and I thank y'all so much. Y'all be showing me so much support, and I love it. I just love it. I'll be ready to cry when I see the comments that y'all be leaving me. Y'all really like me. And I love y'all. So the feelings is mutual, baby. We gonna get straight into this episode because you know we don't play, okay? Have you ever had a desire, but you just felt like there was no way you could actually achieve that desire or obtain that desire? Well, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. Anything that you desire or that you see is for you to have. A lot of people, when they teach about manifesting and trying to obtain your desires or anything like that, they come at it from an angle of you just have to see it and believe it, and that's it. And sometimes I feel like it's just a little bit deeper. We talk about being somewhat delusional when it comes to our desires in order to obtain them, because it's like you have to sometimes get in this space of, okay, yeah, I don't have this amount of money to buy a home, so let's be delusional. And I'm actually with the whole be delusional era, but shout out to the energy reader. She gave me a new perspective. And the new perspective is that when you have these desires and we think of them as something that we actually can never really have, what we're doing is we're telling the universe and we're telling ourselves that we can't have it. Things come to people in the most unexpected ways. And that's how you know that the universe was at work. You don't acquire things by just making them happen, trying to control every outcome that there is that you feel that you can control to get to where you got to get to. And a lot of logical people tend to miss this opportunity because they're too logical to the point that they don't know how to be delusional. But in all in reality, you're not being delusional. What's delusional about being abundant? What's delusional about understanding your mind power and understanding who you are and understanding your ability to create? What's really delusional about it? And sometimes we tend to forget who we are. A lot of people are actually still in that space where they don't even know who they are. They haven't yet remembered. And that's why I'm here to help you remember who you are. But I had a moment of forgetting who I was. I went on a trip and I realized that it's when I get around other people, sometimes some people that I may put on a pedestal, I will put a person on a pedestal and forget who I am and act as if I'm not a God. Act as if I don't know the powers that I possess and the fact that I'm abundant and I can have whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I literally went on a trip. I went to Kings Island over the past weekend, and the whole time that I was there, I was pretty much just like going with the flow. I was going with the flow, and I think that made the person that I was with uncomfortable because I would not speak up and express the things I wanted or what I didn't want or anything. Like I just would not say anything. And with that lesson, with that experience, I learned that you have to speak up for yourself. You have to remember who you are in the sense that when you get around other people, don't sit here and dim who you are or your powers to make somebody else comfortable. A lot of times you're going to have to make other people uncomfortable. And it might even be uncomfortable for you in the beginning of doing it, but you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to make people uncomfortable. Not everybody's going to be comfortable around you. And so with that experience, I've just learned that I did not speak up for myself at all. I just went with the flow the whole time. And it's a bit confusing because you think of being in your feminine energy of just being, and I guess that's where it should be a balance of being in masculine, of making a decision of what I want and what I don't want, having a voice, having an opinion. And it made me think of the fact that, like, I really sat here that whole weekend and forgot who I was. I was not moving like the God that I claimed to be. And with that, I have to give myself grace. I have to forgive myself for that. I can't, like, continue to dwell on it or talk negative to myself for it. All I can do is learn from the experience and how the experience ended, because it didn't end all that well. We pretty. But back to what I was saying about being abundant, some people will be like, oh, I'm not going to be delusional. Like, I know that they'll say, oh, I know I can't have this, or I know I can't do this right now. I'm not about to sit here and be delusional and act like something is going to just magically, mystically come up and change the situation. And the thing is it can, it will. And it's not even being delusional when you really think about it. It's just knowing that you're abundant. The energy reader said, she said, some people will say, oh, well, I have to go around and start faking it. She said, no, what you're faking is being abundant. I said, ooh. She said a word. She said a word because when you really think about it, how can you be delusional and be abundant at the same time? How can you truly believe and know and understand that you are abundant in every way possible and you are limitless, that you are a god, you are a goddess, if you think that you're having to fake it? Faking and knowing is two different things. Faking it and being abundant is two different things. When you know, you know. People that are extremely logical, they tend to miss the opportunities to create and instead destroy because they only pay attention to what's actually happening right now, or what they've experienced in the past that they know can happen again. And it's like you have to have some sort of knowing of the fact that you are a God. You are here to create, or maybe even destroy. Because regardless of of understanding what I'm telling you right now, you're always going to be in a position of creating or destroying. What position do you want to be in? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? And so it takes a level of understanding to know that you are abundant, and it's not that you need to fake being abundant, because you already are. God didn't put us here to limit us and say, oh, well, you're a human, so you can only do this, and this. That's what they told you. That's what they made you believe. They made you believe that you do not have the same powers as God. But you do, though. When you if you can ever like break it down and really look at what created the universe and what created you, it's the same thing. We're the same thing that the universe was made out of. We're made out of the same exact thing. And so if God created us in the same image of himself, why would I not be able to create whatever reality or to create whatever desire that I want to have? Stop faking being abundant. You already are. You already are abundant because you are a God. We use our minds, our thoughts, our words, our emotions every day to manifest. People think and people tell you that you have to do all these complicated things to manifest when it's really not that complicated. And that's something that I'm still learning right now, that it's not that hard. It's not that complicated. People make it complicated because it's so unknown. It's so crazy at the fact of how easy it is that we want to make it seem like it's hard. We want to make it seem like it has to be something so hard to do because it just can't be this easy, but it actually is. And like I said, I'm still learning that. When I first came into this understanding and into knowing about being a God, I I manifested a few things in my life that I had been wanting, and when I did it, I was like, what did I just do? And I went crazy trying to figure out what did I just do. And it's so simple. Our mind is a tool, our thoughts are a tool, our emotions are a tool, our words are a tool. These four things are tools that we use to manifest. And I really don't even like the word manifest no more because it's been used so much that it takes away from the divineness of creating, of using our God given powers to create, to be abundant, to be prosperous. And a lot of times people think that you have to wait for abundance to come or you have to wait for prosperity to come when all that it is you simply just realizing that you already are. When you realize that you're already abundant and you realize that you're already prosperous, it's not that the universe just starts throwing a bunch of things at you, is that your mind starts to see all the things that you already have that makes you be like, oh, I am abundant. I am abundant with food. I am abundant with money. I am abundant with friends, with love. I am abundant with all these things. And I am prosperous in all these different areas of my life. Now the universe is going to then start to show you, it's going to open your mind up to be like, okay, yes, 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 that I am. And it's like, you don't just randomly just start getting a bunch of stuff. Once you understand that and you see what you already have, then let me tell you what happens. You have this emotion called gratitude. Gratitude, joy, happiness, love. And what those emotions do, they create. They create more gratitude, more love, more joy, more happiness. And so I'm only going to see the universe for what it is, and that is a extremely beautifully divine. I don't even have a word, but I'm only going to see it to be as beautiful as it is. I believe that I have control over myself and nothing outside of me. When having control of only myself and nothing outside of me, that means that you have to be able to say no to some things outside of you, or else that thing outside of you controls you to a certain extent. If you can't say no to eating a specific type of food, a certain belief, say no to someone trying to cross your boundary or yourself trying to cross your boundary, if you can't say no to something, it has some sort of control over you because you can't say no. And so here on A Freed Mind, at the end of the episodes, we're going to start doing, what are we going to say no to? And so I am going to start it out, and I'm going to say no to forgetting that I'm a god and I'm a goddess when I get around other people. And so also, I want to start doing questions. So if you guys have any questions, go onto my Instagram account. At iamfreeminds. The Instagram account will be in the description below. I want you guys to DM me on that Instagram account. Follow the account and DM me any questions that you guys have, because I will be answering them here on the show. And then also leave some things that you are wanting to say no to, because then we'll also talk about that too on the show as well. So yeah, we're gonna start implementing that, because I want to get to know you guys a little bit more, as well as you guys getting to know me. So it's your girl Connie, and you have tuned in to another episode of A Freed Mind. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Tap in with your girl. Leave your questions and what are you gonna say no to, so that way we can talk about them on the next show moving forward. And I will see y'all next week.